What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Bananas. Is it edition or episode?
It's episode.
Welcome back to another episode of Bananas Unpeeled, episode 3,412. This week we have done 3,411. I hope you all have listened or watched or seen or heard or whatever it might be. Again, shout out to all of our friends in Idaho who have listened to this episode. Previous episodes, all 7 people in Idaho.
We're up to 9. Check out the latest
Did you check
stats.
it out?
Yep,
Is
I
it
checked
9
it this
now?
morning. We're up to 9 in Idaho.
9 people out in Idaho.
Spreading the
Thank
word.
you guys for listening and spreading the word to us. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, what's up? Watch on YouTube, what's up? If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes, what is up? Hey, we are going behind the scenes, as usual, of all things bananas. Here's the deal, folks. We've got 2 weeks left.
Hopefully more.
Hopefully, no. Okay, so 2 weeks in a day so far, and we're gonna bring on Mike Williams today. He's gonna be our guest. He is a legend around these parts. He's a first-time banana, but it seems like he's been here forever. Fan favorite, my favorite, your favorite, our favorite.
Everybody likes Mike.
He's Mike Williams. Everybody likes Mike. Hey, what are you looking forward to on this episode? But also, what are you looking forward to this week?
Well, you made such a great point. You know, behind the scenes, we had a staff chat, and you always talk every game as someone's first game. We've been preaching it since we came to Savannah.
Yep.
But you today talked about, hey, it's going to be people's last game, which hopefully not last like ever, but the last game this summer. It's
one of the more emotional things that I think fans experience coming to these games. So, and here's why I say it, folks. Like, we talk about everyone's night, you know, every game is someone's first game, and the mindset is we want to treat every single moment like we're making that first impression on them. Mm-hmm. But truly, there are people that come every single night from all over the country, all over the world, and it's their very first Bananas experience. However, there's a lot of fans that, you know, spend a lot of time with us during the summertime. And unfortunately, the season's coming to an end. So what are those impressions that you're putting on them as they leave? What are those memories that you want them to have of that 2019 summer? What are the stories that you want to create for them one more time? What's something that we've been putting off for maybe a specific fan or a specific staff member or whatever that is, where we can say, you know what, that last impression, when they leave the ballpark tonight for one last game, what did we get to talk about? Because they're going to hold on to it. And they're literally going to be marking their calendar for opening day 2020, and I hope that we can create one lasting impression on them.
And you made a great point. Even this week, we have 8 games left. So the season ticket holders still have 8 games, but the 5-game members, which we have 3,000 5-game members, a wait list that's huge for that, and their games is coming up this week and next week.
Yeah, they have maybe one more fireworks night.
One more night. And again, what is that? How are they going to leave this ballpark? How are we going to leave them? And I think it's such an important point because people get emotional. It's like
they do.
We're with them this summer, and we become this close bond. Every night we see them, we high five, we hang out, and we connect. And then all of a sudden, boom, gone for 9 months.
Yeah.
And that's why some of our fans start a countdown as soon as the season ends to when our next game is. And I think that's a point that you made with the staff, but everyone that comes out, just take a little extra time to connect with us, and we'll connect with you. And I think that's a great point. And with that being said, we are focusing from the show to actually add new things.
Right. Because people have come 3, 4, 5 times.
Many times. So we've added a lot of new promotions. Every night now, we're adding a brand new promotion that we've never done before.
Yes.
And some don't work out that well. And some do work out well. I mean, we tried a thing called baby birding last week, which was one of the grossest, nastiest things we've ever done.
Explain it for the people.
Very simple. It's 3 couples, and a bananas player would be holding a peeled banana, and a woman would have to go grab the banana with her mouth and then chew it up and feed it to her husband. And whoever...
Like a bird. Like
a baby birding. Whoever finished the banana won. And I don't know what they won, but we did that promotion. Dignity, pride. We did that one. We did another Scene to Me where we played songs and people had to act it out. So we played Kung Fu Fighting. We played Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus and played Time of My Life, Dirty Dancing.
Yes.
And there was a tempt and a lift on the field.
I saw that. Yeah.
And it looked like they just fell into each other. But you never know what you're going to do. And so every night we are now trying new promotions. And tonight we have a guest host.
Yes. Well, explain to people. So Jesse's going undercover. We had a full episode of this. We don't need to get into all the...
I think we should go into it.
Okay, we're going to get into it a little bit. We did a full episode on this. If you want to listen to it, it's episode 1057. There was an episode all about the undercover experience. Yes. Jesse is going undercover tonight. So, there's no host. We don't have a host. I mean, it's Jesse. We have little Luke. No offense to Luke, but he can't handle the whole show.
He's doing pretty well.
He's gotten better. He's taken over more and more of the roles, but we needed a true lead host, so you brought in somebody.
Yeah, so tonight I'm completely undercover, so no yellow tuxedo. I'm literally coming in as a fan.
Wait, you're not undercover anymore. We're live on Facebook.
Yes, well,
so again, everyone that watches this now knows.
No, they're going to be looking. They're going to know the yellow tuxedo.
All right, anyways, continue.
Anyways, so I will be undercover with the fans, parking with the fans, waiting in line with the fans, sitting with the fans, not in the yellow tuxedo, and I can't wait because I did it last year and I noticed so much, and we've changed and added so many things to the show, the experience. So I'm excited to see it. But yeah, we wanted to see, could we have a guest host that could help Luke and really add to the show? And we've brought in a ringer, I think.
Yes.
And we've brought in someone that's unbelievable improv experience, performer, actor, runs the improv group down here in Savannah, that Front Porch Improv.
Yep.
Also does tours, and he's excited and very talented, and I've met with him a few times, and I can't wait to see someone else that has a lot more talent than I do, at least the improv skills, put on the show. So tonight's going to be interesting, and I think it's so key for us to try new things every single night, because the reality is, we brought in a DJ last week.
Yep.
Band camp is a real thing.
Yeah, of course it's a real thing.
Yeah, but you heard about it in movies and stuff. You're like, people go to band camp.
No, it's a serious thing.
I understand. It's very serious. And when you have a pep band, that's a really big part of your show, and it's band camp week, you have to improvise. And we brought in a couple DJs. We thought it'd be fun. But they added line dancing at the end of our games. And to see 50 to 100 fans, including players, line dancing at the end of the games was awesome.
It's your basic wedding music.
Yes, but you know what? Which is great when you leave a ballpark.
Cupid shuffle.
So
wobble.
Yes, a lot of wobbling. Still Bill Leroy out there, and it's just a lot of fun. And I think we added that. We would never have had a DJ if we didn't have to say, hey, we got to fix something because we don't have a band. We don't have a band.
Right.
And so that's part of these last 8 games, and we're trying out a guest host. Maybe John Brennan, who's going to be a part of it tonight, is amazing, and maybe there's an opportunity to bring him more involved. Like, we'll see. And I think that's what's really cool about a lot of teams. They just do the same thing over and over again. We are constantly pushing the envelope, trying things that may not go well, and that's when we really learn. Can we make the show better every single day? And I'm excited for this week tonight. 4 games this week.
Yes.
And a lot of new promotions coming your way. So that's what's going on. And I know that people want to meet and talk to Mike.
Well, I want to ask you, how hard is it to not jump in? How hard is it to not want to say, I got to fix this right now? You've got to literally let someone brand new go out there, and his first act, he goes out there and you're having to sit back and not say anything. How hard is that?
It's very difficult because we care so much about the show. But the reality is it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. And I think sitting in the stands, I'll know, oh, no, say this, jump in this, involve, do this. But I can't. And the things that what I always realize is that fans don't always know what this is.
Right.
In theater, you can mess up a line.
Right.
And the audience doesn't know. I need to realize that. We see everything. But I think it's important for us to grow, that we need to get it not involved as we are right now. And that's why having Luke and Santa and DJ Peels and the band and all the characters we have are a part of the show. Because even we haven't had Maceo this past week.
Yes.
And Maceo's our breakdance and first base coach. That's been an adjustment. We've had to fill in and done a good job, but it's different. And I think we have to be able to adapt.
I love that.
Thank you.
All right, hey, I got sorry, I can't speak English. I have a review of the week, and it's probably my favorite part of the show. And the review was from last week, and it comes from Twitter. It comes from @C_stamp8, Christian Stampler. He responded to our video of
Braveheart. Which got over 150,000 views.
As of today on Twitter alone, it has 116,000 views. The quote was, "They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom. The return of the kilts." We were promoting our kilts game, which had already sold out at that point, but it was still just a really sick video. He responded, "Everything about this organization is a joke, starting from the owner down." And that's you.
That is me.
And that's our review of the week. Christian, we thank you for sharing those kind words with us. We thank you for your positive response. We thank you for your following us on Twitter.
Yes.
Because obviously you're a big fan of ours, and we appreciate those types of reviews.
I don't think he meant it that way, but I think a lot of the things we do is a joke. And I think we have a lot of laughter at our stadium every single night. And the fans, the players, everyone's laughing. So a lot of things we do is a joke. So I think he might have observed that.
Yeah, correctly. And we told him he was going to be the review of the week. And I don't know if he's watching the show or if he listens.
Shout out.
But hey, shout out to you, Christian. Thank you so much. If you want to get in touch with Jesse at any point, or if you want to text him your personal reviews, or you want to just get in touch with him about his personal life, his phone number is 781-424-2499. Wow. If you're interested in coming to meet with me personally, which I do have office hours at the office on Tuesday mornings, 8 o'clock a.m. to 9 o'clock a.m., I still have a total of one person that showed up in the past 25 weeks, and that's okay.
Yes, and I've had a lot more than one phone call and text, and that's okay.
Too bad. All right, let's bring on our good friend of the program, Mike Williams. Come on down.
Everybody likes, the crowd is going nuts right now.
Crowd's going nuts. Oh, handshakes. This is beautiful. It kind of feels like Saturday Night Live.
I've been excited for this interview for a long time.
Hey, we're wearing the same hat.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
There we go. We're good.
Yeah, he's an all-star.
On the court. Yeah, you were an all-star.
That's why he's wearing the hat.
There we go.
Mike, talk to us just quickly about being an all-star and your all-star experience and all that.
Being an all-star was a blessing for me. I feel like, just coming into summer ball, you never know how you're going to start the summer. You never know, if you're going to – because wood bat's so unpredictable. You can have good games, you can have bad games. So, I really was trying to focus on making an impact right away and playing well, and to see the hard work pay off and be able to be in the all-star game. And then my grandparents, who had never seen me play, they were able to come.
Yeah, tell them about that. There's a big story about that in the newspaper.
Story.
Oh, yeah. It was.
They've never seen you play.
They had never seen me play live. They had seen some live streams, but they had never physically seen me play. They came to Texas a couple times and watched my sister play soccer, but they had never seen me play baseball or basketball or any sport I played. So, when my parents told me they were potentially coming, first it was just my grandmother, because my grandfather's been sick, has brain swelling for about almost 10 years now. Oh, wow. So we didn't know. So my grandmother was on the rock. So they said they were at the house in Birmingham. They're from Birmingham, Alabama, so it's only a 6-hour drive from here. So they were at the house, the night before. They were asking her if she was going to come, and she was just laughing it off. And then the next morning, she had her bag packed for her and my grandfather, and they were coming to Savannah.
How did that feel to have them watch you play?
Oh, it was great. It was really, truly a blessing from God, because my grandfather, I didn't know how he was going to do with all the noise and all the show.
A lot of noise at our games.
He was perfectly fine. And,
wow.
I hit a ball hard. It got caught by the pitcher. But, I was just happy that they were able to see me play. And the funny thing, that night we went back to their Airbnb, and my grandmother was sitting on the couch, and my uncle asked her, he was like, "Hey, Mom, are you a legend in Savannah?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm a legend." And she was loving it.
Well,
so
she ended up on the news. I mean, a lot of the media were coming up, like, where's his where's his family sitting at? Where are the grandparents at? Like, they were fired up to meet her and to tell the story and to hear from her. I mean, it was so cool.
I mean, first game, that's really special. Now, I mean, Mike, you have become an absolute fan favorite, and I want to hear a little bit of your story, because I think when Tyler Gillum told me about you, he goes, "Jesse, you're going to love Mike." And I go, "Why?" And he goes, literally, when I called him and told him about the Bananas, he said, "How involved can I be with the fans? How involved can I be with the community?" Mm-hmm. I want to know your background. Where did that come from? Because that's not normal for most players to think immediately about the fans and not about their own development.
I'd have to say it started when I was in high school. I always wanted to be a leader for my program. When I was a senior in high school, I always wanted to make sure I knew all the freshmen names and get them involved. So being a leader and giving back to the community was always a part of something that my parents instilled in me. I went to a leadership camp called Camp Ryla, which is put on by Rotary International, which is for youth leaders in the Dallas area, and there's camps all over the United States. So, and that the camp's motto is step out of your comfort zone.
Love it.
So the whole week you're just doing wild things with people you've never met before, and by the end of it, it's like you're crying at the last day. So just experiences like that, going to leadership camps and, always having leadership in the back of my mind, because your performance will go in and out.
Yeah.
But being a leader and making an impact on somebody, that stays forever. So, and then when I got to summer ball last year in Victoria in the Texas Collegiate League, it's kind of like the appetizer to the full course meal that Savannah is. But, I had a lot of fun there. The community embraced us. Like I said, we won a championship. Yes. We knocked off Coach Gillum's old team. They had won the league 5 years in a row. Yeah. We really got the community together in the effort to dethrone the Kings, and we did it. and the connections I made there with all the kids and adults and the fans in the city, because that's all they have in Victoria.
Yeah.
All they have is summer baseball.
Wow.
And the community really embraced us, and I embraced it. And so I knew when I had heard about the Savannah Bananas my freshman summer. I just left a Division I school, was kind of down on my luck, didn't know if I really wanted to keep playing, and there was a kid that had just came back and he played for Macon. Okay. And he just kept ranting and raving about going and playing at Grayson Stadium in front of 4,000 people. And I was in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, that's so far off. I'm never going to – that's a cool story, but that's insane. I never would have even imagined that, I'd be here every night, in front of the fans, and it's been incredible.
Well, it's been amazing to watch, and I'll tell you, the players have all recommended to coach that you get a Flip the Switch shirt in which we reward our player. Everyone says that you are just unbelievable with the fans and bring so much energy and fun. And you said a really important thing, the leadership. They teach you how to step out of your comfort zone. I would love to know some of the things this summer that made you maybe possibly step out of your comfort zone. Share a little bit of some of the things that's been unique and different for you this summer.
Off the top of my head, I have to say the first player dance I did at the All-Star game. Because I remember you came up to me, you asked me, Mike, you want to do a player dance? And I was like, usually I was a little tired, and I was like, no, let's do it. My grandparents are here, my sister's here. She loved it. I told her I was going to be in the dance. I texted her in the dugout, and she was going crazy. She recorded the whole thing. So the player dance, just being able to have your energy up every day and come to the park and give everything to the game and the fans. I realized after my first night, I was like, I got to make sure I get 8 hours of sleep, to come to the park and really give my all to the fans and to my team to help the team win. I hate when we lose at home because there's so many fans that I feel like, we let down. I won't say let down because I know they're still proud of us for the effort we give, but I want to put the best representation of our ball team and the energy we give and every night on the field. So that's the main thing I think about.
And I think it's interesting. We shared before the season about how if you wear a Bananas uniform, it's proven you'll actually play better. Right. Based on the culture, the atmosphere, and the environment. And you're leading the team in hitting. All right. You've had an unbelievable summer. How has that played into you? I mean, I don't know how you played at school and played here, but obviously you're having one of the best summers of anybody that's played for the Bananas. Talk to you about how that's all played into your performance.
I think, just knowing that at the end of the day, regardless of what you do on the field, you're still going to have, the backing of 4,000 plus people that are going to pat you on the back and say it's all good. We still love you as a player because there's so many other aspects of the game here. You're not just all caught up on, what I'm doing at the plate. There's no time for mental stress, I feel like, from my standpoint. You get in the box, you have a bad AB, oh, well, I'm about to go sign an autograph. I'm about to go dance, or I'm about to do a promotion. You're not even thinking about the last thing you did. Is kind of like just, all right, and on to the next thing. Yeah. And I love that. In my school, it's we don't get too many fans, so you have a bad AB, all you're thinking about is that at bat. You're not thinking about what else I can do because there's not many other things to impact in the game besides just the game. So that's why I love it here. There's so many different aspects to impact the game. For me, baseball is not the most important thing. So I feel like impacting a fan is up there with my performance on the field. So.
And you think about that?
Oh yeah, I think about that.
Yeah, so you're saying you have the backing of 4,000 people. Do you feel like there's just this big difference between you guys playing at home versus playing on the road? I mean, you're playing in front of a packed house, 4,000 people, Bananas fans, every single home game. And then is there any sort of letdown that happens when you go on the road? Do you feel like you can't get up enough for it?
I feel like there is some of that just because, you're the visiting team, and so the promotions are going against you. They're talking about you, and then there's a lot. Like Macon, they get a good crowd, but they're kind of more reserved. They just watch the game. So and we still get up. We still have solid games there, but it's definitely a lot harder because they have some of the best pitching in the league as well too. But just Florence is a tough place sometimes to go play because they don't get as many fans, and it's kind of more of an older crowd. Last night at Holly Springs, they had kind of an older crowd. They had a lot of young kids, but it's just a little different. It's a different vibe. Not a bad thing because sometimes, I love it here. Sometimes it's nice to get a little break just to refresh and then come back.
Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, slow it down a little bit. But for our standpoint, from a team standpoint, the energy is harder to create for sure.
Right, because you're trying to create yourself. So now we got 2 weeks left in the season. And think back to where you first started at and your expectations coming in. Has it been anywhere close to what you expected summer ball to be like this summer?
Oh, it's been far and beyond what I expected. It's been a dream, really, to come here and play every night and for a great organization like the Bananas, and then, in front of all the fans and, and being able, all the opportunities I've had to give back, all the memories I've created with fans and with my teammates. I'm grateful, and it's far exceeded my expectations for what I had for this summer.
What's one of you mentioned memories. What's one of your favorite memories that you feel like you're going to take back and tell to people so far?
Favorite from like teammates or
anything?
Anything,
guys. Yeah,
anything.
Just being here.
Anything. I got a couple. I'll say from teammate standpoint, me, Jake Sullivan, and Jake Howard, we kind of, after the Gastonia game, we lost the 10-run lead and ended up losing. We felt like we were stuck in the twilight zone. So we've had like a month-long battle with the twilight zone. And we felt like just the other night when we won the extra inning game here, the 13-inning game, we came out of the twilight zone. And it's funny because every day we show up to the park, and if something weird happened, like a 4-run inning, we just be like, oh, man, we're still in the twilight zone, man. I thought we got out. And we just keep talking about it all the time. And it was just like a running joke. And then when we got out of it, me and Jake Sullivan, we just hugged for like 5 minutes. And we were like, we're out of it, bro. We made it. We're finally out.
Now, you guys are also part of, you dance during Can't Stop the Peeling on the other side with Maceo sometimes. So that's part of your pregame little ritual.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of fun. It started with me and Maceo, then it became me, Maceo, and Kyler.
Yeah.
And then the Banana Nanas hopped in, and now it's like the every home game deal. And, I'm sure the visiting team's like, what's going on?
Because you guys are dancing right
in front of them. But it's just, it's shameless. It's a lot of fun. It's like, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
What you going to do about it?
We had a comment from a fan. Paul Harmon says, I think Mike is such an exciting player to watch. His speed on the bases and in the field is unreal, along with his hitting. I was able to speak with him after the game on the plaza. He couldn't have been more friendly. Told him I felt like I was watching a future pro. All the best to this guy. So clearly, people talking very well about you, even just here live on Facebook.
But you know what? That's the difference. There's a lot of players that come through these leagues that have a tremendous amount of talent, but not many of them understand the impact they're making on others. And when you combine that with talent, I mean, the chance of success, whether it's in baseball, business, or whatever you do, skyrockets.
You become truly memorable.
Yes, you're a memorable person for anybody. And you've been a memorable part of this organization. And I ask about your future goals. And now you have talked to some teams. Tell us a little bit about what's going on, potential of a pro baseball or other dreams for you.
In terms of pro baseball, there was a chance I could have got drafted this year. I'm actually thankful that I didn't, because I was able to experience this and get better as a player. But, there's still a potential of that coming for this coming year. So, if that happens, I'm going to go give pro ball, the best shot I got. If not, I'll graduate with my finance degree and start my career. And I look forward to, living life, meeting a wife, starting a family. I like that stuff that gets me excited, about, the next chapter of life. But, whether it's baseball or just my career, I'm excited for whatever the next chapter holds.
Well, I'll tell you this, Mike, your parents and your grandparents should be tremendously proud.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that they were able to come down, because the person that they raised, we are proud to have you part of this organization. Just getting to know you a little bit, there's a reason why the fans love you. And, I hope we talked about it's people's last game the next 2 weeks.
Right.
Spend some time, come over and say hello to Mike. I know you'll spend some time with them, and it's an important opportunity for people to get to meet you and hopefully meet some of these fans that you're making an impact on.
Shout out to Barry and Teresa Williams, the greatest, and all the other impacts on my life. There's a lot of great people that have got me to here. I wasn't always this kid. I was a quiet kid growing up. And, it's been a lot of experiences that have pushed me to this point. So I'm thankful for my family, thankful for God, for all the blessings He's given me. And, I'm just happy to be here.
And now you're dancing in front of 4,000 fans.
I'm dancing in front of 4,000 fans, yes, sir.
That's cool. Awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
2 weeks left in the season. All-star. Maybe making a big playoff run for us. I mean,
a dog pile, right?
That's the plan.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Cool. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Thank you, man.
Have fun tonight.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it, Jared.
That's it.
We got
a few more comments. A few more comments on here. Such a great guy, great family. I mean, just everyone here in the comments talking about how much they've enjoyed hanging out with him. So yeah, I mean, you can't do it any better than that.
That's it. It's a banana. So we're gonna call it quits for today.
Jesse's going undercover tonight.
Yes.
We've got 4 games this week. We've got playoffs happening in 2 weeks, It is coming down to the wire in Savannah. We are ready for a playoff run here. So have fun tonight undercover. Hopefully nobody finds you. If you are watching this and coming to the game tonight, you know who to look for tonight at the game. Have a great week, everybody.
Appreciate you
See you tonight. Have fun. Go Bananas.